5-7, shifting platforms ahead. And then this stage, oh my god, this stage, I hate this level so bad. I say that about a lot of stages in this game, I've noticed, but this one in particular, and you'll see why. But anyway, bottoms up. Great website, they're doing a podcast. I actually haven't listened to a lot of podcasts except for, like, This American Life, which is not a gaming podcast. Well, I mean, I guess I did also listen to another one, but that one was on, like, computer repairs, and I was just listening to that because a friend wanted me to. But, they're doing a really great job with their podcasts, and, you know, overall they're really interesting to listen to, and I don't know if anyone out there in my audience is interested into podcasts, but you should be, because podcasts are amazing. Seriously. But, they're like the future of what radio shows used to be, which, you know, those were kind of cool. But anyway, the future of what radio shows used to be? Does that sentence even make sense? Anyway, great, they're doing a great job. Go check out their website. Link will be in the description, probably of this video and the previous one. And I'm doing this post so I can, like, say stuff like that now and think about it. Which is awesome, because, like, I haven't done that once this whole project. But, now we get into the fun part of the stage where you have to use the little, what are these things called? Like swings? I don't really know what they're called. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think their website's primarily going to be about video games. So, yep. I've, like, said that, like, 5 times now. Oh, and I got scared on that platform right there and jumped off. And I've noticed, I noticed this later on, but, like, the yellow ones, go medium speed. The little platforms right there, those go a decent speed. The yellow ones go about a medium speed. Excuse me. And then the red ones go a really fast speed. So keep that in mind if you've never done this before. But you probably have, because I'm pretty sure everyone that's watching this has already played this game before, but when you're Let's Playing, you can't assume that. And this sucks. This sucks so bad. Look at that. Look at that. That sucked. I died. Oh, I was so mad. Oh my god, I didn't even think that. And you have to start the stage over because there isn't a friggin' checkpoint ring. Oh my gosh, I'm still mad about that. But yeah, other things to talk about. I'm actually not doing so well in school right now. Like, I don't know what drove me to talk about school, but I did in the original recording, so I'll talk about it here. But I'm actually not doing so hot in school, and things aren't looking so good. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of failing this semester. And, like, the reason that I'm failing, it's not really so much because of, my ability to do well in school or anything. It's just that this semester, I got stuck with all the new teachers. And, you know, and sometimes, you know, new teachers can be really cool. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever had this problem before, or maybe it's just me. But, my teachers are pretty good people, and, you know, they're really nice, and one of them cares, the other one, I don't even know if she does. But, they're both new to this school, and they act like they're fresh out of, like, college and they just got their learning degree or something. And, you know, I have nothing against people that are new to their job, but, like, my geology teacher, for example, the way he teaches, and this is horrible. I died again right there. But my geology teacher has this thing where I missed a class once, and I told him in an email, because, you know, that's what any good student does, is he or she will tell their teacher when they're gonna miss a class. And he sent me an email once, and he said, oh, well, you know, class isn't required. And I was just kind of thinking, what? Class isn't required? What the crap? Shouldn't you, like, require class or something? I mean, that sounds kinda, I don't know. Like, when a teacher tells me that, it kinda just, it's like it sounds like they don't even really care about their class. Like, if I was a teacher, to be honest with you, I would say, you know, I want you to go to my classes because what I have to say is important, not, this is kinda not required. I don't know, that didn't sit well with me when he told me that. And to make things more... Oh, and there's a pipe over there. I don't know if there's anything in it. But I don't think you can jump up to it. But you probably can, I just didn't try. But, anyway, like, when I go to his classes, the way he teaches, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is probably something you don't need to know, and this is like probably for advanced geology classes, but I'm gonna tell you this anyway. And I'm not so great at science classes. For those of you who don't know, well, okay, I'm not very good at geology, for that matter. Thought it was gonna be a fun class, and I was deceived. But anyway, when you tell me something like that, that's just gonna throw me off. Like, do I need to know this? Do I not need to know this? Because I'm taking a basic geology class, and the things he's teaching are really confusing. And in general, he doesn't do a great job of explaining things. Like, one of the previous chapters, we talked about how to classify a rock. Well, that wasn't all the chapter was about, but we spent like 2 or 3 class periods talking about that. And that was a really close one right there, by the way. And you know, normally I'd have nothing against trivial stuff, but he never really seems to talk about anything that has to do with the test. Like, I've paid attention in most of his, or in a good amount of his classes, and he never really talks about what's gonna be on the test, it seems like. Like, he told us everything that he ever explains, everything that's gonna be on the test is in the book, except for like a couple things. Which, you know, I would have liked it very much if he would have went over stuff in the book. And another thing that he does is he likes to say, well, you know, the book's kind of wrong about this. And I wanted to go in that section over there, but I ran out of eggs. Which kind of stunk, because I wanted to know what was over there. Kind of randomly talked about the game. But, yeah. I just thought that was, I don't know, it didn't sit well with me. So, yeah. And then my math teacher, well, I'm not doing so good in math. And me and my roommate have this debate about whether or not the teachers care about your well-being at this school. I personally don't think they do. My roommate says they do, but it really doesn't feel like it. Because, you know, this is college. And for those of you who don't know, the college that I go to is a small college. Well, like, it's not really a small college. It's like a branch of a bigger college. It's a bigger branch of, it's a smaller branch of K-State, if any of you guys know that college, which you probably should because it's a major college. And then we complete the level. But yeah, I have a smaller college with, like, you know, people around with class sizes of about, like, what are class sizes? I'd say 20, 30 people is the average in a classroom. It's also an aviation college, too, so most of them are pilots. I'm not. Oh, and here we got flip cards, which, that's just that game where, well, you're about to see, but I'm gonna explain it. You just hit the little thingy and you get whatever the item is. I did pretty good, but I'm a gambling man, which is not good. As you'll see right here. Yeah, I got nothing. I heard you get lives if you get all those. But anyway, moving on to stage 8. Which is not a penguin, as I called it in the original recording. That is Raphael the Raven's castle. Probably my favorite boss in the game. But yeah, school, not going so good. Now, there is another thing I want to talk about, because I talked about this at this castle, and I was really excited to talk about this. Like, recently, I've actually been getting back into art because of that Bottoms Up website. I was talking to Odin yesterday about, like, making a background for his YouTube channel, because for those of you who don't know, I used to be really big into art, like drawing and stuff, and you know, I'm not so much anymore. It's kind of like one of those hobbies where you get it. It's like most people with band. They join it because they think it's fun, and then they kind of lose interest after a year or two. I mean, the same thing kind of goes with drawing. Like, everybody has that phase where they're like, I have to draw this, or at least some people get in that phase. And you notice that most of them don't ever continue, and I got hit by Mace Windu there. And you notice how most of them don't continue. Well, like, when I was, in high school, you can ask any of my high school friends, I was, like, super huge into drawing stuff. Like, that was, like, my hobby. And, you know, I had a lot of support with it, too. Like, I had a drawing teacher that, she really supported me a lot, but for some reason, I didn't get back into it. And I don't really know why. Like, I wanted to, and I keep feeling the need to go back to drawing. Because in all honesty, you know, I get that feeling, I have to draw. I have to. But then, you know, my self-consciousness I think it's my self-consciousness. It gets in the way and I'm like, but I'm not so good at it. But like, the thing is with this bottoms-up website, I just feel like I gotta help them out in the best way that I can because, you know, this website actually means a lot to me. That sounds really, really weird, but it does. And like, I'm not gonna say why, because there are reasons why, and I don't know how to get up there. How the crap do you get up there? Seriously. You can't flutter jump up there. I'm guessing it has to do with like stepping on the cannons, and then getting them to go over that way. Oh, and I'm gonna read this right here. You may grab an aerolift and use it at another location. Way! Like, at first I was like, that's kind of bad English, but then I found out that you're supposed to say, no way, and then the thing's supposed to be like, way! But yeah, I'm super huge into art. Like, I absolutely love art. And you know, I consider just about everything to be an art. And, you know, I'm one of those kinds, I guess you could say. Like, I absolutely love and adore everything that's art. Like, you know, from cinematography, to music, to video games, to everything. And yes, I believe video games are art. No, I'm not going to get into any discussions with anyone on that unless I know you pretty well and can handle a discussion with you. Because that is a very sore topic for most people. But for the record, I do want to point out, excuse me, that in my public speaking class, my final project was supposed to be for an argument, and I used video games as art as an argument, and I got 100% on it, and like, I was like there were only 2 people in that class that got 100% on the final project, and I was one of them. I was pretty happy about that. But, yeah. Like, you know, I actually really like classical music, and, because, you know, I think classical music is just the most beautiful thing ever made. And another thing is, since I'm big into video game music, I particularly love, orchestral renditions of video game music, and I'm gonna share with you guys a little, a band that I really like. Well, they're kind of a band. They're called, Distant Worlds, and, I believe they're spearheaded by Masashi Hamauzu, the current main producer of, Final Fantasy games, or for Final Fantasy soundtracks. And their music is amazing. I'll link a song in there to one of my favorite songs from them, which, if you pay attention to my favorites, you've probably already heard it, but I don't think people go around other people's channels looking at their favorites, so yeah, I will link you to that. Well, you guys should know that I love classic music, because I'm assuming you all watched my ActRaiser Let's Play, because if you didn't, well, I kinda can't blame you if you didn't, because it was kinda bad. I thought it was. Redux in the future! And then I got hit there, which kinda made the whole star thing useless. And we're at the boss room! Woohoo! And now I get to go fight my favorite boss. The penguin. He's not a penguin! You can, will, never enter the Koopa Kingdom. I banish you to forever twinkle in the heavens. Begone! Because, you know, it's Nintendo. They can't say what you're probably thinking they wanted to say. And then this doesn't make any sense right here at all. I know it's video game logic, but like, he just runs at you and you bounce off the walls and land on the moon. Oh, and listen to this boss music. Oh my god, I love this version of the boss music so much. God, Koji Kondo is amazing. But anyway, get ready for the most disorienting boss fight ever invented. This made me quite dizzy, and it made it really hard to hit the boss. If you don't know how to beat this boss, all you have to do is wait for him to stand over the, as I call them, the stakes, and then you just ground pound them. And that's it. You just have to do that 3 times. He'll move in the direction that he looks, and like, he's super easy to dodge too. Like, you run faster than him in all 3 forms, and you can just jump over him anyways. And then, this is his last hit, where he gets like super fast, and he's still not that hard. Like, that's the thing about Yoshi's Island, is the bosses really aren't that hard, but, you know, I guess it doesn't matter, because all the boss fights in this game, which you can't deny, are all very unique, and well done, if you ask me. Like, they're not hard, but I've already given my spiel about how a video game doesn't necessarily need to be challenging to be fun, and we just rammed a stake in between his legs. Yeah. That just happened. I said that kind of loud, too. And then a key magically appears again. And oh yeah, by the way, notice the well, they're not there anymore, but did you guys notice the constellations in the background of that boss fight? I thought those were a neat touch. I got a pretty bad score on this. I did worse on this castle than I did at that previous stage, and I liked this stage. What kind of BS is that? Alright. We're completed with World 6. Yes, grammar. And then Yoshi walks up the mountain, and then he walks in the air for some reason. I don't know why. But Yoshi's just a beast like that, I guess. And then a giant Yoshi flag appears on the cloud. But what is this? Ooh, we are totally at the final world. This is getting good. Alright, now the music's getting really good. Alright guys, thanks for joining me on this recording of Yoshi's Island. I am super sorry this had to be post. I hope I did a great job on this post thing, even though I know you guys don't normally like it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next recording. Later.